What's happening? This is Mr. Lane here with Champions Barber Institute, and I'm here with my guy Wally Fresco. Yep, he's an alumni of Champions Barber Institute, and we just go have a little conversation about his experience as a student and now as an alumni being a professional barber. And yeah, man, I'm glad to have you.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we chilling right now, man, at another alumni's barbershop, actually, man. We are at Vita Barber Co. out here in Hood River, Oregon, man. So shouts out to my man Ivan for having us in the building. So got a couple questions for you. You ready?
Yeah.
Cool, let's get it. All right, so the first question I got for you is, what inspired you to enroll in CBI, and what were your expectations when starting the program?
Well, I was looking for a new career, a new start, just to find something that's actually going to give me longevity in life and something I could call career, not just working in warehouses and things like that. I got referred to it by another barber owner in the area. He told me to go to CBI, and so when I went and checked it out online, they had a whole little interview process of how you enroll. They don't just select anybody. You have to fit a certain mold to apply, and the interview process really sold me on it. Just the questions I was being asked of, like, they're real, heavy questions. Is like, well, why do you want to become a barber? How do you, see yourself? Why you want to pursue this as a craft? And so that was kind of like one of those things that for me, like, as I answered those questions, I was like, okay, this is somewhere where I know I'm going to succeed, because these are the questions that I need to be asked for me in my future, because I was a little bit older coming into the craft. I was 32 at the time, or 33 when I enrolled. And so those are the things that, like, the interview process is what sold me, and it just showed me how authentic the owners were, and I knew I was going to receive a good education because they were thorough in interviewing and bringing people into the program.
Absolutely. Cool. Good stuff. Now, I know a lot of aspiring barbers or aspiring barber students oftentimes are on the fence for financial reasons. And you have actually been able to recoup your investment for school within your first 6 months as a professional. What do you think contributed to that success?
Just being prepared to be a professional out the gate and set myself apart from other barbers, even if they've been in the industry and doing the craft longer than I had, and maybe they had a better skill set than I have. Just coming out the gate, just being prepared and being trained in the classrooms, how we approached the craft, how we approached assignments, approaching, coming to school on time, ready to get to work, and just making the most of that time there. I think that's kind of what really just helped me be successful out the gate. And then once the money started coming in, understanding that, like, I need to learn part of the program I learned on financials and how to project and how to manage that money coming in. Just because I made X amount doesn't mean I made X amount. I needed to allocate it towards taxes, towards supplies, marketing, things like that. And so, I think, just like I said, I think for sure the one thing that was just the level of professionalism I came out of with the program is just that I was just ready to receive, because I stood out from the other barbers at the shop, and I was a breath of fresh air to the clientele that I was serving. And so I think that kind of helped me create a lot of momentum for me.
Yeah, I could see how that could be the case for you, because as a student even, you were very much so exhibiting what it took to be the professional that you needed to be, right? You were a professional student, so to speak. You showed up on time, you applied yourself to the work in a way that showed that you took it serious, you took the opportunity serious, and the investment that you made of your time and your energy, was well worth it in the end. So yeah, man, I seen it from a mile away. I knew that you were going to hit the ground running and be a success. I had no doubt about that. So good stuff. All right, next question. So what specific skills or knowledge from CBI helps you hit the ground running after graduation? I think we just talked about that. You kind of answered.
Yeah. Well, I guess just to kind of like go further on that is.
Okay. I'm gonna ask the question again, and we'll cut it up.
Okay.
Okay. So next question: what specific skills or knowledge from CBI helped you hit the ground running after graduation?
Yeah, I think just understanding that I'm a brand, and the way I present myself at the shop, even outside the shop when I'm trying to build clients, that kind of really like help me know that like I represent more than just a haircut behind the chair, and just kind of being ready to understand that I need to market myself, I need to brand myself a certain way, and I need to conduct my business a certain way. Those are kind of like the things that during the strictly business section of CBI, it wasn't so much about like the technical standpoint of cutting hair, but it was the business side of things really like kind of helped me just be ready for to receive income, understand how to manage the income, and also how to keep growing that income. And like I said, just like the marketing and branding things really kind of helped me just like, okay, like I'm a business and I need to treat this chair as a business.
Absolutely. And I believe that is what definitely separates, barbers, those that stand out and those that don't. When you understand this is a business that I'm running and the hair cutting is just a part of it, it definitely puts you on a different level. So I'm glad that you got that understanding. Okay. Next, did you face any challenges during those first 6 months, and how did you overcome them?
Man, I think the challenges. I think the two that I think about when I reflect on my first year as a barber. First one is just kind of finding that balance of like how much do I really need to work. I started off 6 days a week, and I had a part-time job too, kind of making that transition between full-time barbering and then kind of like, is this, am I ready to go full-time and let go of the steady paycheck and just rely on money from behind the chair. So finding out what is enough. But I think that just came in time and understanding like, well, what kind of lifestyle am I living? How much do I want to earn? What do I want to save? And just kind of figuring that out of like how much I really want. And then it kind of ebbs and flows too, of just like, okay, like these are peak times, and just understand that I can't be taking this time off because this is when I'm going to be making the most, right? So I think just kind of finding that balance of like, okay, because I was hungry,
Ain't that cool though, man? To be in a position where you can actually make that choice and make that decision of how much money do I actually want to make.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's one of the dopest positions to be in. Especially when you're somebody that are as hungry as you are. It's like, okay, cool. I know I can eat the whole buffet.
Yeah.
If I really want to, I eat the whole buffet. But you know what? I don't want to.
Right. Bloated the rest of the
evening,
evening,
right? Good stuff.
Yeah. So that for sure that was a challenge. And then the second challenge was because I went into a booth rent situation. So like I'm in charge of my own. I guess just equipment, products, just everything, there was very little that was supplied to me. And so, kind of coming up with my own system, because I had the chair, right? And they had certain things that kind of like, as far as like rotating walk-ins and call-ins, things like that. But that was basically like bare bones. The rest was on me. So I would say that was kind of a challenge of like figuring out like, okay, well, like how do I manage myself behind the chair? And that was like, I learned a lot of those things in school, but putting it to practice while I'm trying to build a business, sharpen my skills, and I had to create a system, to kind of like, disinfect my tools. What hours I work, things like that, what days I work, kind of creating that system. I think and that goes along with, how much do I really need to make? So I would say those are like my two struggles that I had out the gate.
Okay, and that's normal. That's normal. That's an adjustment. You know what I mean? Learning curve once you're actually in motion behind the chair. And I'm just glad that you was able to. Would you say that you have have those things smoothed out?
Locked in for sure.
Yeah, locked in for sure. Okay, good. Let's see. Looking back, was there a moment during the program when you realized you were on the path to success? Quick break, guys. So if you're a new barber or even a barber that's been in the game for a while and you're feeling like you're a little stuck, you're feeling like there's another level that you want to attain. So I'll be talking about the 5 mistakes that barbers make when it comes to scaling their business. So click the link in the description below so you can sign up, and I look forward to seeing you guys there. Let's get back to the content.
Oh man, there was a lot of moments where I was like, "Is this for me?" Because it wasn't easy. Barbering did not come easy to me. Like the actual practice of cutting hair did not come easy to me. I'm not a natural at it, and I had to work really hard to come over. There was a learning curve for me, for sure.
Now, real quick, I'm gonna just throw it out there because I'm your your educator, your instructor, and I have to agree. You weren't a tough teach because you weren't the first student that I've encountered that started from scratch, right? But the moment it clicked, though, right? So that, I mean, for me, like, that's one of the most beautiful things to see, and I've seen it in student time and time again. There's a time when it clicks, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, and I saw that, the day I saw that in you, I was like, oh, it's a wrap from here.
Right. I think I'm about to say, I'm pretty sure you know that day. It was during practical week, and like I had some of the best cuts, some of the best services I'd done, and I was like, okay, I got this. I got this. And I would say, like, when was the moment is after all that struggle of just like not working and me just not getting it right, or at least to my standard too. Like, also the CBI standard was very high. So like I couldn't make mistakes because everything got pointed out. And then, during practical week when we did the state board practicals, and everything just clicked there. So I think during the state practicals, I guess when I realized, but it took a minute to get there, but
and that's
it out.
My thing is, man, as an educator, when you leave the door, that's what I'm waiting for. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole time you're in school, I want you to improve, and there should be progress. But the bottom line is when it's time for you to do that last clock out, that you feel confident in your skill set. And I personally have seen it click. You know what I'm saying? I did not have no concern, and I saw that. And yeah, man, and I knew that you were ready. And I knew that you had what it took to be a barber. Like, not just with the hands-on, right? But you had what it took to be a barber, to serve, you know what I'm saying? You had a serving spirit. You had a team camaraderie, brotherhood spirit about you, and that's a big part of what barbering is all about. And you had that naturally. So the other part that comes with time and repetition, but some things you just can't teach, and you had those characteristics that can't be taught. You know what I mean? Yeah. So good stuff. Okay, so got a couple more. What advice would you give to a prospect student who wants to achieve the similar results that you have?
Well, it's kind of cliche, but you got to put in the work. You got to put in the work. You got to set aside, certain distractions. You got to set aside bad habits. You got to set aside. You got to make the sacrifice. You have to be willing to put in the work to see the success. And when you do see success, whether it's early on in barber school or early on in as a professional, you still got to keep putting in the work. Like,
absolutely.
I think that's the biggest piece of advice. You get out what you put in. So if you're kind of just sandbagging it, kind of just going through the motions, showing up because you have to be there, or at least that's what you tell yourself, then you're gonna get I just showed up results.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But if you show up, put in the work, participate, go above and beyond to seek out other I guess not necessarily mentorship, seeking out other professionals, seeing how other people work that are already in the field doing what you're not doing or doing what you want to do, seeking those things out. Just be proactive and I think those good things will come. Like go to a shop, hang out, like be a fly on the wall, because that's what you're gonna be doing anyway, hanging out at the shop. But you know, if you're already used to just being in a shop, hanging out, then when you show up day one, you already know the vibe, you already know the deal, and all you gotta do now is now you're part of the team.
Yeah, it's just like, man, if you wanna get better at basketball, you know what I'm saying? You gotta go to the game. You gotta go to the game. You gotta go to the gym and watch some people play.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta go watch the best do what they do. You know what I mean? So I feel you on like getting around some folks that are doing what you want to do means a lot, man. So yeah. So thank you for that feedback. There's a student out there that needed to hear that, or aspiring student that needs to hear that. I think we got one more. Okay, yep, this is the last one. Where do you see your barbering career in the next 5 years? And what is your next big milestone?
Okay, cool. I didn't get asked this earlier because I was cameraman.
Hold on, I'm gonna edit that out. But
Okay.
I just need to turn it just a little bit. There we go.
All right, I'm good.
Yeah, because you was kind of in the corner of this.
Oh, okay.
It looked like it anyway. There we go. Okay.
All right.
Now we're more even, I think.
Okay. All right. Cool. I didn't get asked this earlier because I was the man behind the camera. But you know, where I see myself in the next 5 years, ownership, barbershop ownership. I don't really know what that looks like. I know the name. I know the name of my barbershop.
You got a dope concept
Yeah.
too. I don't got the insider
Yeah.
scoop on
Yeah.
the concept.
So I know the name of barbershop. I don't know what it's gonna look like, how I'm gonna put it together, but just the way that I've been working towards, and like how just my progression has been, and just how I see myself being not just a barber, but I want to be an ambassador of the craft of barbering, and pass on what I know to be what it means to be a barber, and what I've been being taught by yourself and other alumni and just other barbers that you know, have come my way and, you know, helped me out along the way. I think in the next 5 years, that's my future. What I see is I'm going to own a barbershop.
Good stuff.
And the next milestone, oh man, I think, man, that's a tough one. The next milestone right now, really, I'm just focusing on, and I don't know how to necessarily like measure it, right? But I'm really focusing on taking my ability behind the chair to network and create a little bit more than just the haircut, right? Really be involved in the community, and helping out the community that I'm in with just my influence as a barber, and be able to network, bringing people together, bringing, you know, if someone that needs a mechanic. Well, one of my clients is a mechanic.
Right.
You know, just using the platform as a barber to really like help the community out. And you know, I think once I kind of start doing those things, that's something that I'm currently not doing, right? Really bringing people together like that. So I think that would be like my next milestone, is like being able to say that, like, yeah, like, you know, I brought those two people. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
dope.
So.
I like that, man. And you know, the milestone could have been anything. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that it has to do with bringing people together, I think says a lot about who you are as a person, who you are as a professional barber, and who you are as an alumni of CBI, man. So I nothing but respect, you know, to you. I appreciate you again being an alumni of CBI and taking the time to chop it up with me right now.
Sure.
So we got something that we're starting, man, and you are like the first you know, guest on the Built to Last podcast with Champions Barbering Institute. And yeah, man, so I'm glad to share this time with you, man. This is a milestone in itself.
Yeah.
And
That's what's up.
yeah, man, I look forward to, you know, hearing more about how you impact the community, man, and grow as a professional, bro.
Cool. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Looking forward to it. Absolutely. All right, cool. We signing out again. This is Mr. Lane with the Built to Last. We signing out again. This is Mr. Lane with the Built to Last. We signing out, and this is Mr. Lane with the Built to Last podcast. Here with my man Wally Fresco. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Be great.
Be great. Yep. Can't forget be great. All right, cool.